like clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, episode 187 is probably going to be one of the best episodes of Boruto thus far. In terms of actual storyline and plot progression, it's going to be absolutely huge. This right here is going to be the first episode that we do get to see Boruto, or not really the first episode, but it's going to be the first time that we do see this age Boruto activate his Karma Seal and actually do battle with the Karma Seal, which is absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure you guys did see in the preview. Boruto's Karma Seal looks absolutely amazing. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if it's just because of the sheer fact that this episode right here was animated to damn near perfection, but I really hope the next episode of Boruto is going to look a lot like this one as well. But regardless, let's get into exactly what we're going to get to see in the next episode of Boruto. Alright, so in this episode, it's going to be adapting the first half of chapter 23. It's not going to be the full chapter 23 being adapted like how some of the other episodes adapted full chapters. It's going to be the first half. Now, the first half of this chapter was majority of Konohamaru versus Kashin Koji. Kashin Koji for me is probably my favorite Kata member. As of right now, I don't know, Code could possibly take that mantle, but as of right now, Kashin Koji is my favorite character, so of course it's going to be a very cool time for me, especially seeing him do battle with Team 7. Now his opponent, Konohamaru, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, Konohamaru has had some ups and downs in majority of downs, but that being said, expectations for Konohamaru coming to this battle was extremely low even when I did see the Boruto manga. A lot of the contents of this battle is actually detailed in the paragraph spoilers that of course Organic Dinosaur translated for us, but regardless, I'm going to show you guys the images of the Boruto manga so you guys can get a better picture of it. Now the first thing is going to be the toad that Kashin Koji summons. This right here was an absolute huge toad. It basically looked like Gamabunto or Gamakichi when they were fully developed. I'm pretty sure this toad right here actually did come from Mount Miyaboku as well. The funny part though is that he didn't really do a lot with the toad. It's almost like the Boruto writers wanted to add it in just for show, but the things that he did do, Kashin Koji could have done himself. For example, crush Al and completely kill Al right then and there. Of course, Kashin Koji could have done that without the toad, but hey, he decided to use the toad to actually do that. Kashin Koji quickly puts Team 7 in a sealing jutsu. Now the sealing jutsu specifically is called Frog Gulp. One of the things that I'm noticing about Kashin Koji is that he doesn't necessarily waste any time. For example, the first time that we did see him was when he basically battled against Victor, and he killed Victor like in a matter of like 5 seconds. It seemed like that could have possibly been a situation right here if Konohamaru didn't have something special up his sleeves. Konohamaru basically broke out of the seal by using a sealing jutsu release that was pretty much placed on his stomach a very long time ago, and it just so happened that this right here was a very good time to actually use it. Now, a couple of things about the scene that I personally found very interesting. For the manga readers, you guys are going to find it interesting as well. Kashin Koji at this particular point seems to have 100% intent to actually kill Team 7. Now again, the manga readers know why this right here is going to be super interesting in the future, but with Konohamaru using the sealing jutsu release, it did not release Team 7 in general, it just released Konohamaru. So because of that, it gives Konohamaru the opportunity to have a 1v1 battle with Kashin Koji. We've seen this in the last episode where because of those scientific technologies, it basically gave Ao and Boruto the playing field to have a 1v1. Now from the manga battle, it doesn't really look that bad from the point of view of Konohamaru, albeit Konohamaru didn't really lay a blow to Kashin Koji, so I mean, of course it's not necessarily the best, but it doesn't necessarily look like Konohamaru was completely destroyed. Of course, the anime is going to make this battle look a lot better. The choreography and taijutsu battle is probably going to be miles ahead. There might even be some more jutsus that we do see from Kashin Koji. I still don't expect Konohamaru to actually lay a blow on Kashin Koji, but the biggest part about this battle is the fact that we do find out that Kashin Koji actually has a Rasengan, and we heard about this in the spoils that Organic Dinosaur did actually write about. Konohamaru himself manifested a Rasengan. Kashin Koji seen that, so Kashin Koji himself, he counteracted with the Rasengan, and of course they clashed. Now because of the clash, both Rasengans pretty much canceled out, and of course both the guys flew back. However, the interesting part about this scene is the fact that we know that Konohamaru does not have a regular Rasengan. He has some sort of wind style Rasengan. Obviously it's not going to be the Rasen Shuriken or as strong as the Rasen Shuriken that Naruto did have, but Konohamaru's Rasengan, albeit, is still a lot stronger than the regular Rasengan. And for Kashin Koji's Rasengan to completely cancel out that Rasengan, that right there is super interesting. For example, if Boruto were to actually use a Rasengan and basically put it up against Konohamaru's Rasengan, Boruto would get really messed up. I know we joke about Konohamaru a lot, but in terms of his Rasengan, it's definitely nothing to be played with. And as I said, Kashin Koji with his regular regular Rasengan, it seems, matched that. Now, of course, because of the Boruto manga, the anime has potential to actually change some stuff. This Kashin Koji Rasengan might actually be mixed with something else. We understand that Kashin Koji has fire style, so Kashin Koji himself might even have a fire style Rasengan. Me personally, I just think it's going to be a regular Rasengan, which is going to be even more impressive because that regular Rasengan rivaled a possible Konohamaru's wind style Rasengan. And on top of that, Konohamaru this chapter did actually confirm that it was not ninja tech. Kashin Koji's Rasengan actually came from him, like that was actually his Rasengan. More things to connect Kashin Koji to Jiraiya. Now here's where things go downhill. Kashin Koji pretty much pulls out the same exact thing that finished off Victor, and of course we understand that Victor had an ability to actually regenerate. Konohamaru in this particular situation, I'm not necessarily sure all of his abilities, but I highly doubt he has anything close to the regeneration of Victor. So this could have been a very, very bad scene for Konohamaru. This could have been the end of Konohamaru, but out of nowhere, of course, the legendary scene that we were all waiting for, Boruto out of nowhere actually activates the Karma Seal. Finally, we finally get to see Boruto's Karma Seal in action. One of the main abilities of this Karma Seal, it seems that it can actually absorb his jutsus, and the first thing that Boruto did with his Karma Seal was absorb the sealing jutsu that Kashin Koji originally placed on Team 7, and then afterwards he absorbed the chakra that was burning up Konohamaru. Now, a couple of interesting things about this scene in the Boruto manga that I'm pretty sure the anime is going to expand on and pretty much give us a lot more detail. When this chapter first came out, a popular question was, when this actually gets animated, will Boruto's dojutsu also pop up? The Boruto manga is not very keen to the Jogan that Boruto has, but in the first episode and the first chapter, when Boruto originally activated his Karma Seal, his dojutsu also automatically popped up. So there is a tiny possibility that in this episode, the Jogan might also pop up while Boruto actually does activate the Karma Seal. One of the interesting things that I did see is in the preview when Boruto actually fully activated the Karma Seal, we didn't really get to see his eyes, but of course I do want to point out that right there is a very, very tiny possibility just because of the sheer fact that even in the Boruto manga, it still looked like Boruto had a Byakugan when he did activate his Karma Seal. Right now in this scene, we didn't really see anything that resembled a Byakugan in Boruto's eye. So of course the next time that we could possibly see that is 20 chapters in the future. But as far as episode 187, I think it's going to end right here. I strongly doubt that they're going to actually animate any further in this chapter. It's still a very good possibility. If you guys do want to read through chapter 23, of course you guys could possibly purchase the manga of Boruto, which I highly recommend. But let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comment section below, and give me a moment that you guys are going to be most excited for. I know a lot of you guys out there are probably going to say, of course it's going to be when Boruto activates his Karma Seal, and 100% I have to agree with you guys on that. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, if it wasn't for this, a definite first would have to be seeing Kashin Koji in action versus Konohamaru. That right there is going to be a very, very good scene, but I just can't bypass the legendary scene of Boruto finally activating his Karma Seal after about 3 or 4 years in the making. But let me know what you guys think. It's been your boy Baara B, and we out.
It's a knife.